Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm back in Eden's Garden. We are where we left off, with a bunch of stuff happening, like Grace getting mad at Eloise, and then Cassidy coming in doing a game night. So we're waking up, and we are staying with Kai, I guess. And Jessica and Noah are here watching. Psst. Hey Damon. Ah? Wake up! Ah! Kai was leaning over the bed, jolting my shoulder. It's 8:30 a.m. We slept through the morning announcement. He frantically pointed to the clock in the room. Although my vision was still blurry from sleep, I could make out the time, 8:30.
What now?
And
Hell no!
today's the day of the game tournament, you realize? We need to get there before it starts. Right, the game tournament. I agreed to do it with him, didn't I? When does the tournament start again? 9 a.m.? Yeah, 9 a.m. Pat scrambled out of the bed and over to the nearby clothing rack. He tossed the jumper he was currently wearing onto the floor and yanked an identical-looking jumper off the rack.
Dude, no!
Hey, come on and get up already! Normally I'd tell him to go away, but alright, fine. A deal was a deal. With an impatient-looking Kai in my peripheral, I began to slowly get up. Can you move any faster? I'll just wait for you in the dining hall. I'm already done getting changed anyway. Plus, watching you is starting to feel weird. The hell was that supposed to mean? Okay, I think I look presentable. It's not like people who attend game tournaments are the type to care about appearances, but whatever, I need to find Kai. He should be hanging around in the dining hall.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, okay, Noah.
Eh?
Top of the morning to ya.
Bargain bin, right on time. We've almost finished setting up. The original furniture had been stacked and pushed to the walls, making room for a totally unexpected scene. Stuff was arranged around a massive TV, an impressive-looking DJ pad flashing colorful patterns, and loudspeakers almost everywhere I looked. When Jett mentioned equipment, I imagined a handheld console, something tiny that could be won from the gachapon. Anything but this. Impressed, are you? Where'd you find this stuff? Where'd you think, Mark? Mark's bro cave. His dorm?
It's nothing.
Yeah. The hell? Did that also include the TV?
Yo!
If you think that's cool, you should check out my room. It's got a whole arcade machine. What's an arcade machine to a race car bed? And yet, perhaps even more curious than the equipment was her.
Hi.
Here for breakfast, Eva?
Hey, hey!
We've already had it.
Huh?
We?
Yep.
Obviously, as tournament hosts, Eva helped the guys and I set everything up. For her contribution, she has been bestowed the title of
Check it out!
Honorary Host.
That's...
Really?
Correct.
It looked like they needed an extra pair of hands. So she was interested in the tournament after all. Wait, what's that in your hands? This? I won it from the gachapon in the pharmacy a couple days ago. It's some niche gaming console, I think.
Eh?
There are other consoles beside the one Cassidy has?
Yep.
Sure are! I poked Tozu about it before using the gachapon. Didn't want to gamble for something which doesn't exist. After a few days, he got fed up and confirmed that multiple consoles were up for grabs.
You see?
Since I wasn't planning to take part in the tournament, I just took it with me. Playing a game on my own is more my style. So you're not participating? Why come to the tournament then?
Well?
Well, it's not easy to find another fans of Sublime Slam Sisters. Even though it can be considered a cult classic, lots of people in the gaming sphere will judge you if you say you like it.
So hackneyed!
Contrarians, the lot of them. They just don't want to admit the quadruple roll kick attack originated from the indie title. Yeah, and the upper kangaroo punch. And the downward spiral attack. And the slinker special attack. And the 7-time jump wall up. And the jackal maneuver rule.
Damon!
Oh, that reminds me. Bargain bin, since you're here, let me explain the rules of the tournament.
You think?
I never said I was going to play.
Really?
Then why'd Kai write your name on the whiteboard?
Huh?
Cassidy pointed to the whiteboard, a little ways off from where we were standing.
The hell?
What the? A three-way bracket system had been drawn on the board with a marker. My eyes immediately darted to the leftmost bracket where I had been slated to compete against Kai. Sorry. Cassidy said you had to bring a partner, so... Damn it, so that's why he was begging me to attend.
Hey.
Why can't I just be a spectator? Well, Cassidy and Jett are already matched, and Gene said he was gonna attend, so I don't want to play against him first. This freaking guy.
Very funny.
Don't look at me like that. If you pull out now, bed privileges are over. That sounds crazy.
Ugh.
That wasn't part of the agreement.
I've got something to say.
Well, consider this an amendment. My room, my rules. Knowing what's at stake, it's better not to argue the technicalities with him. Fine, I'll play. Alright, this will be awesome. Since you've never played a fighting game before, I can show you the ropes. Just give me a sec to set things up. Oh my gosh, do I actually get to play?
Twisted.
Wow, he just used housing to coerce you into a unfavorable position. I wonder if Kai leases out apartment as a side hustle. Kai said something yesterday about not recognizing Cassidy's game, so it'll probably take him a while to set it up. What should I do while I wait? I don't know. I can still look at the vent. Through the gaps in the vent, I saw the boiler room I woke up in. If I listen closely, I can even hear the whir of the generator. That might be why they installed a vent here. They didn't want too much moisture forming on that generator. There were some names on here that I hadn't paid attention to the first time. Jean's name was written down, but he hadn't been paired with anyone. Jett had wandered over to the stacks of chairs. Phooey, my quads are aching. Does shifting furniture count as a workout? Sort of, right? Yeah. Guess he's lost in thought.
Where?
Eva was staring intensely at the console in her hand.
Hello?
Having fun there? Can't talk, must finish level.
Hi. Seriously?
I know you can hear me, Eva.
Hey.
Eva! Don't play obtuse. I can tell you're ignoring me. I am not. Following suit, she immediately turned her attention back to the console. Geez, this girl. As a solution, I not so gently tap her hand, pulling her gaze upwards. What? Since when are you so passionate about video games?
Deal with it.
It's a secret talent of mine.
You think?
A secret talent that you don't want to exploit in a gaming competition? Unable to think of a comeback, Eva simply puffed out her cheeks and stared at me with a pout.
Where?
If I partake in conversation, will you leave me alone? That's an eloquent way to get me to shut up.
No.
It's not that.
Eh?
Not what? Not that I want you to shut up.
Right.
So you do want to have a conversation? That was easier than I expected.
However,
You can't count this as a win. This is simply a coincidence. A coincidence, huh? I just happen to have something important to tell you. Something really, really, really important.
Eh?
listen to me.
Yeah, it has the power to disrupt the world as we know it.
That's...
Okay.
I'm talking.
Are you sure you can handle this knowledge? You don't need to give it a proverbial drum roll. Fine. I used to eat lunch in the bathrooms. No, really? Was this another one of her attempts at a joke? I'm being serious. Like, in the stalls?
Super gross.
And my only object of companionship, the only thing keeping me sane from those disgusting toilets, was a portable gaming device. I found it at a thrift store and made my lunches better. You can say you like video games, Eva. I don't need a tragic backstory.
Not interested.
That's embarrassing. More embarrassing than lying about being the ultimate liar or eating lunch on toilets.
Jeez.
I'm just kidding.
Correct.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of funny. I chuckled.
Seriously?
No, you didn't.
It's the truth.
Telepathically, duh. I love her! I wouldn't chuckle out loud. What kind of powerless fool do you think I am?
Right.
Sorry. The way she was playing into the theatrics, it was sort of, in some bizarre way, endearing. And you never know.
Thanks.
Maybe I'll change my mind and play in the tournament later. She's a surprised foe. It pains me to say, but smiling is a good look on her. Okay!
Hey!
You look a little angsty, afraid you're gonna lose.
Right.
No, it's only a video game.
Yep.
Right. I get the vibe you're putting down. On the surface, aloof and uncaring, but secretly, the thrill of the game courses through your veins.
Anyway.
I have a question for you.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
How did Eva know what time you were going to set up the tournament?
Okay.
Eva? She asked me about it after breakfast yesterday. I see.
Jeez.
I'm surprised she's so involved.
Hmm.
Is it really that surprising?
Huh?
Maybe she wants to help out because she's no longer has to play pretend, you know?
Yep.
That or she's just a big nerd. Hehe. Play pretend. Since the title of Ultimate Liar was itself a lie, then the coolness which accompanied it, could Cassidy be implying that was also a lie? So she's really just a nerd? Mark was leaned over his equipment, fiddling with the various controls.
That's...
All this stuff is turned on, yeah? Shouldn't music be playing? The volume's turned down on purpose. I'm just making sure everything works.
Seriously?
How will you know it's working if you can't hear anything? Glaring at me from under his beanie, Mark reached for a sound dial and rotated it. On cue, the speakers on either side of us began playing music.
Huh?
Muttering something to himself, the boy returned to fiddling with the controls. Seemed this conversation was over.
Over here!
Damon, over here! Kai waved me over to a spot in front of the TV, which now displayed a colorful level select screen. Come on, everything's set up. He handed me a second controller and patted the floor next to him. Do you know how to use a controller?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I last touched one, but I'll get the hang of it. Surprising. I was getting the vibe you were, like, a bookish type, the kind who refused to even touch a screen. But hey, it's good you've used a controller before. That's better than nothing. What is this music? I remember this music from the Spare Girls. Sure. What's with the glare? I'm not judging.
Anyway.
Can you just show me how to play?
Hey!
Oh, right, the game. Okay, so after I started it up, I played a few rounds to get a feel for the controls. Combos in this game get pretty complicated, which might not sound great, but the basic control mappings are actually really simple. Kai spent the next few minutes giving me a rundown of the game controls. I picked it up as faster than I expected, but still rougher than I would have liked. Once he was done, we began our practice rounds, and we kept at them until the final tournament attendees arrived. Would you look at this? Early morning merrymaking, just how I like it.
Ugh.
Grace, are you serious? Oh, it's so loud in here. Can somebody turn down the music?
Not a chance.
No dice if those ears aren't ringing like a fire alarm. Can you even call it a party?
Soybean.
No, you can call it tinnitus. Speaking of music,
Hey!
hey Mark, do you use a stage name or something? Your songs are really catchy. I don't know if it's the vibes or what, but they remind me of this guy called... Did I say something wrong? Oh, you also just reminded me. Before we start, Mark's want me to pass on a message to you guys. That being, this is what he said to me. As much as I don't want to be here, I've agreed to provide my services under 2 conditions. 1, I maintain full say over what music I play. Huh? And 2, no one can discuss my songs or my musical abilities in any way, shape, or form.
But...
I was just complimenting him. Yes, that includes compliments.
Hell no!
Seriously?
Seriously?
How does that make any sense?
Nope.
We can argue about the logic later. For now, let's just go along with it.
Come on.
Who cares about all that? Let's quit the small talk and start already.
Roger that.
Eager and raring to go. That's what I'm talking about. Speak for yourself. I'm only here because that ship captain wouldn't leave me alone.
Huh?
That's odd. From what I remember, it was the other way around.
Shut it!
Whatever.
Jeez, 5 seconds in and they're already off on the wrong foot. Right. Since Jean and Grace are together, Cassidy walked over to the whiteboard and scribbled Grace's name next to Jean's. Eh? I'm matched with him?
Duh.
There's a reason I wanted an even number of people. Let me explain the ground rules. They're simple. Each match is going to be the best out of 3. Take a look at this board to see who you're going to be up against. We're up first, Damon. Remember what I taught you. May the best man win.
That's pretty cool.
Good luck, Damon.
Yep.
You feel that as well, don't you? A tightness in your chest that just wants to burst out. We're on the verge of a battle, a clash for glory, honor, and incessant bragging right.
Right.
It's the long-awaited, ultra-exclusive Slam Sisters tournament. Oh yeah. With a roar, the tournament began. This is so cute!
Bro, Kai, you're a natural.
Whoa, Damon, watch out!
I can't focus if you're yelling in my ear.
Now this feels like home.
You play video games?
Not so much me, but my men. Ha! During break, they'll flock like seagulls to my ship's arcade.
A personal arcade? On a ship? Man, I'm jealous.
Despite the overwhelming mix of voices and music, my attention remained concentrating on the screen. If I can time this next attack right... Whoosh! Crap! Just when I thought I was advancing on Kai, he caught me in a trap.
Haha, too slow!
In tandem with my slip-up, the music took on a more frantic tone. Damn it, there's only one move which could save me now. Taking a deep breath, I steadied my grip on the controller and pushed both joysticks as hard as I could. Huh? All of a sudden, the world around me turned pitch black. What? Oh my god, I'm scared! Why is everything black? What's happening? Guys, can you hear me? Ouch, who stepped on my foot? The panic clamor of the people around me snapped me out of my stupor. Is this are we in a blackout? What, a blackout? Right now? Don't we usually just wait for the power to return? Or was there something else before that? Perhaps my school had a whole protocol for this. Even if we knew what to do in a normal blackout, it wouldn't help here. Inside this abnormal building where everything was sealed off, we were basically blind. Should we look for the others? How are we gonna do that? I can see 3 inches. I can't see 3 inches in front of me. Can't we just wait for someone to find us instead? Screw that. Someone look for a torch already and... Hold on a sec. I got an idea. Huh? Before I could even register what it was he said, a light appeared in front of me. Hovering there, casting a very faint glow. The hologram from the trinket! Immediately, the rest of us activated our own trinkets. With all 8 trinkets activated, we could finally see each other in the dark. Wait, Jessica, your man's kinda smart. Great
Yo!
ideas. Oh my god, great ideas, John.
Let's rock and roll.
Right on, you're a lifesaver.
Ha ha!
A captain needs to keep a steady mind during inclement weather.
But
It's great we have a light source and all, but why hasn't the power returned yet? You'd think the goat guy would have done something by now.
that's...
You know what? Let me check something. Huh? I ran over to the corner of the room and knelt beside the vent. Bringing my ear to the grates, I listened for a certain noise.
I see.
The humming, it stopped. Eva, quick, come here and take a listen.
Hello.
I'm here.
Am I hearing you right?
Why do you need Eva? Eva. Do you remember when I said I woke up on an underground floor? Dining hall people, you were in this building before. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl? The hell? I never even saw her. Huh? You were there too, Bargain Bin? Don't even. There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up.
Focus.
Eva was with me. The two of us woke up in a boiler room, which also happens to be the other side of this vent. The room had a huge generator. If you pressed your ear up against to this vent like I just did, there's no way you wouldn't hear it. But for some reason, there's nothing.
I see.
I see the problem. If there's no sound, the generator must be turned off.
Eh?
Is that why the power outage happened?
Hell no!
So it's kaput? How are we gonna get power back now?
Well,
There is one thing we could try. Eh?
you see.
Apart from the boiler room, the underground floor also has 4 storage closets. I remember one of them containing something that I looked a lot like a generator.
Elementary, my dear.
Aha, a spare generator in case the first one breaks.
Thinking.
If we somehow turn it on, we might be able to get the power back. You want to go down in the dark? Shouldn't we wait for Tozu to turn the power back on?
No.
I have a bad feeling about this. I think we should turn on the power as soon as possible instead of waiting for Tozu to do it. But what if we get lost in the dark?
Take a breather.
Let's just farm a daisy chain with our arms. There's no way we'll lose each other then, eh?
Ooh.
Smart! Since Damon and Eva have been down there before, they can lead. Yeah, okay. I'm so scared. There's gonna be a body, guys. Like, I'm actually not okay. The 8 of us linked arms and formed a chain. Once everyone was ready, we made our way out of the dining hall and down to the underground floor. In the near pitch darkness, the hallway looked so much larger and longer than I remembered. Exploring the place with light had been unnerving enough, but this made it all seem like a walk in the park. All that seemed like the walk in. Yeah. It's so creepy down here. There's 4 rooms, right? Who's checking what again?
Where?
Well, since this is a group of 8, we should explore in pairs. Pairs? Again?
This sucks.
Okay, if that's really what we're doing. Kai shot me a nervous glance, and I knew then and there he'd made his decision. Yes, Kai. Fine.
Yep.
Jet's gonna come with me.
Bro?
But then Broski won't have...
Duh.
He can go to John. Them swashbuckler types love a good challenge, don't they? You know me well. How about it, Mark? Up for a little adventure?
Just ignore me.
Just make it quick.
I see.
So I'm stuck with the mathlete, am I? Maybe if we find the generator, you can use your real talent for once. Let's check out the closet on the right down there and get this over with.
Stupid.
Repair work and math competitions have literally 0 overlap.
Just follow me.
Come on, Jet, let's investigate the closet opposite theirs.
Oh boy.
Sure, sounds slick.
I see.
Seems the closet's in the back are covered.
Are we ready?
For the 2 in the front, Mark and I will take the left. Damon and Kai, you enter the right. This place sucks, man. Why do we have to be fixing stuff? It looks like a murderer's basement down here. Didn't seem like Kai had any intention of entering first. Whatever, I'll open the door. I'm scared. Well, at least we know Kai won't die, because we're with him. Alright, let's search this place. Kai and I gave the closet a quick rundown. Something as large as a generator would have stood out even in the dark, but we couldn't find anything of the sort.
Man.
Unlucky. All that work for nothing. What's the plan now? Do we just, like, go back outside?
I know.
I want to see what Grace and Eva are doing next door. Okay. As Kai shuffled up behind me, I turned to grasp the handle of the door and...
Huh?
Suddenly, frantic footsteps echoed from the hallway outside. Did someone just run past this room? It sounded a lot like it. Did another group make a discovery? Why run past us, though? This didn't sit right with me. I need to see what's going on. Oh my god, I can't.
Hello?
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 Is that Cat?
No, it's full.
Okay, girl, mute your mic. We're in a
Alright.
scary spot.
Oh, sorry, okay.
I think we're about to find like a body. Who do you guys think it's gonna be, actually?
I think it's gonna be Ophelia.
Who is that?
Oh,
I
wait,
think
oh, wait.
it's gonna be.
I feel like it's someone not at the tournament. So who's the first?
Wolfgang!
Wolfgang wasn't at the
Oh,
tournament. I kind of
I
hope it's
think
him.
it's gonna be.
Me too. I always hope it's in. No, I think it's Kai. Just kidding.
I
That's
think
right there.
Tashuko. Tashuko. Tashuko.
No, she's literally 14. She can't die first. That's so messed up.
Oh.
I hope she does.
I
Then
I literally.
Eloise. Then
Oh,
Eloise.
I really don't think she's gonna die either. But okay. There's no one here. Are the others still searching their closet? If they found something, I don't know why they'd run off without telling us first.
No.
If it was one of them, we should have just heard a door opening. Yeah. Maybe we could peek inside one of the closets, just to make sure, you know? Hello, Damon? I couldn't focus on anything he was saying. My attention was concentrating entirely on that place. Those footsteps sounded like they came from the boiler room. Hold on, I don't... Hey, what are you doing? His words were barely comprehensible. I couldn't hear anything, I couldn't even think. All my brain could register was the tightening in my chest. I can't do it. Suddenly, my legs began moving forward. It's like my body was possessed, under the control of something completely ambivalent to reason. My heart was puppeting my every move. It brought me to the door, told my hand to turn the knob. And then I was inside.
Dude, no!
You're seriously freaking me out. This isn't okay, you know. Why did you come here? Come on, say something already. I couldn't make out anything in the dark. The boiler room seemed completely still and completely silent, just like it had been the previous time I was here. Except, unlike last time, the silence wasn't the peaceful silence as of a long, abandoned place. Rather, it felt like the entire world was holding its breath. Damn it, why can't you just say something? Why can't somebody just
Game over, man! Game over!
oh, why can't someone fix this blackout? All of a sudden, light appeared. A single ray of light in the back of the room projected by a vent on the wall. It seemed too dim to completely snuff out the darkness, but it was still enough. Enough for me to see what was laying at my feet.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my freaking
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Oh
that
my
Wolfgang?
days!
Oh my god. Guys!
I knew it! I freaking knew it!
Wolfgang Akira
Why?
lurched over the boiler room platform. Completely still, completely silent. I'm so sorry for wishing that you died. I did think it was gonna be you, King. Oh,
Oh my
Guys, this was not
the
meant to
ultimate lawyer,
be.
That is
unmistakably dead.
not.
Is that a taser?
Guys, not Wolfgang.
Oh my goodness.
Hyde's scream rang loud and clear in my ears. I could hear everything, all the fear and anxiety from the past 5 days joined in the chorus of terror. Before I knew it, I was yelling too. No, I can't look at it! My arms, my legs, there was no weight in them anymore. Only pins and needles pricking every inch of my skin. What do I do? What am I supposed to do?
participants to investigate the murder. And afterwards,
Imagine
the real
that he
class
just like
trial
comes
will begin.
and like sees his dead body there.
Who?
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang? You're funny.
He just comes down. Why is there another body of me? Freaking
Why
get
is
out.
there another body of me?
Good luck, everybody!
The real class trial?
Oh shit!
This can't be for real. There's no way. There's no way! With a wail, Kai booked it out of the room. I knew it was inevitable. I knew we'd chosen this path when we started denying the reality of the killing game. But seeing Wolfgang displayed the way he was, his face contorted into a look of terror, it made everyone's naivety all the more worse. And what did this mean for his blackmail? Like father, like son, beneath a sheepskin hides a wolfish mind. I never know what that blackmail meant. Maybe if I had just bit the bullet and confronted Wolfgang about it. Damon! Are you okay? I heard the announcement and... Is that Wolfgang? Kai was right. Oh no, Grace! The tournament attendees burst through the door, tailed by a stumbling Kai. I really didn't want to believe it.
Yeah!
Why the heck would I lie? Are we 100% sure he's dead? I don't see any wounds. Maybe he's still breathing.
Good morning.
Oh no, he's very much dead.
Son of a bitch!
You! This has gotta be an accident, right?
Why the long face?
Why do you ask? Well, if the death wasn't intentional, it could be treated like a manslaughter or something. And not need a trial.
Rubbish.
Intentional or not, the killer's hands are still dirty with blood, no? As far as I'm concerned, murder is murder. Be it third-degree murder, manslaughter, or anything in between.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, if Wolfgang's death was indeed an accident, and the killer bore no ill intent, don't you find it rather strange they haven't come forward and confessed? Then tell us! Then tell us who did this!
Who? Me?
Tell you, the killer? Where's the fun in a mystery you already know the answer to? I'll keep my lips sealed, thank you very much.
Hold on.
So there's definitely a killer?
Moving on.
Downstairs already? Aren't you a quick-footed bunch?
This is...
Holy freak!
Nonsense!
A cacophony of wails filled my ears, hailing the arrival of remaining students. It was almost instantaneous how quickly the color drained from everyone's faces. They had entered the room completely bright red, having clearly made a desperate sprint to the boiler room. But now they looked as lifeless as the man laying in front of them. What happened here? Damon and me, we just found him like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sight to behold, I'm sure. Your beloved classmate, who was once so lively, now splayed dead in front of you.
Well done.
To think I didn't even have to lift a finger after the blackmail. What are the odds? How could you?
Who? Me?
How could I? You tickle me, Eloise. You must remember, this is a killing game between students. Unless the rules state otherwise, a student can only be murdered if by another student.
My blood is rushing.
The undeniable truth is one of you killed Wolfgang. One of you killed Wolfgang. That's right, the person we've been living with, who I've spoken to before. That person is in this room right now, staring at their own crime scene. So, we're going to completely disregard the fact you showed us, each of us, another person's blackmail? I was simply pushing you all in the right direction. Do not take it personally. Well, Wolfgang, he was so nice to everyone. Why would someone... Why would someone do this? Well, if it is any consultation, I have a gift prepared. A gift?
Plot twist!
Behold the Tozu tablet. The second Tozu tablet, to be more precise. You're even naming the tablet after yourself. It's always been called this, you just didn't know it until now.
Moving on.
Anyway, I trust you all remember how this tablet operates, yes? If not, allow me to briefly run you through it again. This tablet contains a summary of the crime scene. Certain special details, like the victim's time of death, have been oh so thoroughly provided for you. Go on, take a look. The victim is Wolfgang Akare, the ultimate lawyer. He was discovered in the boiler room on the underground floor. He is kneeling in the water, and his upper body is slumped over the concrete platform. Estimated time of death is approximately 9:35 a.m.
No.
This is different from the first tablet we got. No, I'm quite confident you're holding the same brand of tablet. Look, the shape and size are identical.
That's...
I mean, why is there information missing from this tablet? The cause of death? When we investigated the dummy's murder, the tablet explicitly said she died from blood loss. For this tablet, it doesn't list Wolfgang's cause of death anywhere.
Rubbish.
Of course, saying otherwise would make things too easy.
No.
Come again? You see, the tablet's information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and the spotless have equal chance of success. Huh? What does that mean?
Moving on.
Nope, that's all you're getting from me. Tally-ho!
No.
Hey, wait! Damn it, he's already out of here. How nimble was this guy?
Why?
Make what too easy? Solving Wolfgang's death?
This looks bad.
No way. Is he saying the cause of death is part of the mystery? Frick this. Who cares?
You're crazy!
I'm not investigating anything. Keep me out of this.
Don't look at me.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to keep looking at him.
No, just no.
You have to be insane to think I'm touching a dead body. One by one, multiple students made their way to the door. It was then that she finally spoke.
No.
Stop. Although she didn't yell, but there was an overwhelming intensity to her voice. Whoa. The same kind that caught everyone's attention back in the trial room. Immediately, the runaways froze.
Yeah!
What do you want? You all remember the rules, don't you? If we don't solve Wolfgang's murder and uncover the killer,
Can't you see?
then we are going to die. Our feelings don't matter in this killing game. They never did. All that matters right now is finding the truth.
Don't test me.
Rich coming from you.
Bad news.
Maybe it is, but that doesn't mean she's wrong. If we accuse an innocent person, everyone except the killer will be executed. That's what Tozu said, and that's what the killer reiterated by our watches.
It is how it is.
Whether we like it or not, those are the rules. If it's the difference between life or death, there's nothing much else we can do. But I don't want to look at him. Investigating a crime scene doesn't mean investigating just the body. It's standard procedure in homicide investigations to try and pinpoint the victim's movements before their death.
Thinking.
That means searching the place they've gone to, people they've spoken to. In Wolfgang's case, his dorm might be an area of interest.
Yeah.
Grace is suspicious. Since the dorms don't have locks, there's nothing stopping anyone from entering.
Oh boy.
When you put it like that... hey broski, wanna explore the dorm? Yeah, sure. If you guys are going, then I'll come with. Yes, same for me. The way Eva spoke with such precision and such calmness, It's the same way she spoke when we discovered the dummy.
Hold your horses.
Hold on, Ulysses won't be going anywhere. What?
Aye.
That notebook you're carrying, whatever evidence we find down here, I want you recording it. What about us? We might discover something huge upstairs. The area with the body deserves the most attention. Once we've exhausted our options here, then we'll head up there.
Moving on.
Obviously, I'll remain here. You should too, Damon. Right. My mind was still reeling from the shock of discovering the body, and the lump in my throat still wouldn't go away. But Wolfgang really was dead, and I had to find out why.
I don't understand.
It's just so hard to believe. Could one of our friends really be a murderer? Friends. She said it like that blind optimism isn't what the killer most likely exploited. After all, how can you suspect anyone if you trust everyone? It's an environment perfect for deceit, an environment perfect for murder. And worst of all, an environment we've created. Investigation start. Let me do what I did last time and look back over the tablet first. The victim is Wolfgang Ackeray, the ultimate lawyer. He was discovered in the boiler room on the underground floor. He is kneeling in the water and his upper body is slumped over the concrete platform. Estimated time of death is approximately 9:35 a.m. It's still pissing me off seeing everything except the cause of death listed, especially when I knew the reason why. The cause of death. When we investigated the dummy's murder, the tablet especially said she died from blood loss. But this tablet, it doesn't list Wolfgang's cause of death anywhere. Of course, saying otherwise would make things too easy. The tablet information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and Spotless have equal chance of success. Tozu's definitely compensating for the killer, probably because they failed to hide their own tracks. And withdrawing information might be his way of balancing the odds. Bull rules. Who's to say they won't be abused? Regardless, Wolfgang's cause of death should be treated as the crux of this mystery. If I can figure out how he died, then everything else should fall into place. Tozu tablet number 2 had been added to the truth bullet section of the Tozu trinket. Alas, poor Wolfgang, the guiding light of the ultimate student, snuffed out in an instant. No use crying over it, though. There's a mystery to be solved. Like any true investigation, important evidence won't always be visible on first glance. Should you ever find yourself stuck, press F3 to view the game's controls. By the way, any truth bullets you obtain will be logged by your Tozu trinket, which can be accessed anytime by pressing F1. You know, in case you ever need the remainder, that's all for me. Bye-bye. Okay, well, it's obvious the taser has something to do with it, right?
Yeah.
A taser gun? Pretty random thing to be lying around a crime scene. It definitely wasn't in the boiler room prior to the murder either. Did that mean this taser gun was involved in the murder? On closer inspection, nothing about the gun looked particularly strange. Had it even been used, I'm pretty sure taser guns dispense some kind of wire when fired. Nearby were some yellow pieces of plastic on the floor. They were the same shade of yellow as the taser gun. Had these originally been attached to it? I can't tell where they would fit on the gun, though. Never mind. What's the point in making guesses when I can just get him to confirm? After all, someone who's a pro at wielding guns should know them better than anyone else. Taser gun had been added to the truth bullet section of your Tozu trinket. Half of the generator internals had melted away, and what still remained was almost completely singed. Yeah, this was definitely the cause of the power outage. What could have melted the wires, though? It looked like a bomb had gone off in there. Now that I think about it, during the game tournament, taking a deep breath, I steadied my grip on the controller and pushed both joysticks as hard as I could. Kaboom. Huh? All of a sudden, the world around me turned pitch black. There had been a loud boom right before the blackout happened, similar to a firework going off or someone firing a gun. Did I overhear the sound of the generator being destroyed? Nothing else near the dining hall could have made that kind of noise, I don't think. generator had been added to the truth bullet section of the Tozu trinket. It literally looks like there's a dent.
Yeah.
If my assumption is correct, the generator would have been destroyed around the same time the murder was committed. That's suspicious as hell. There's no way these two events aren't connected. But I'm also working purely off my memory of the boom. To be absolutely sure, I need to know when exactly the blackout occurred. Was there any way for me to find that out? Ulysses? Oi, take a whiff of the air. Ain't there something off about it? I followed his instructions and sniffed the air.
That's...
It smells like burnt rubber.
That ain't it.
Cause of death busted generator, yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. Because there is another scent, a real bitter one. You might actually be onto something. It's almost like cereal and rubbing alcohol.
Bad news.
Indeed, I'm suspecting a mighty chemical reaction at work.
Eh?
I've had my fair share of travels across the sea, and I'm no stranger to foul play. There's no stench worse than one of disastrous combustion.
It is how it is.
Thing is, I got no idea where it's coming from. Really? The smell is supposedly that of a chemical reaction. Where else could it be coming from besides the busted generator? Unless Jean's conclusion about the smell is wrong. I wouldn't put it past him. Odd smell has been added.
Terrible.
The generator over there is partially submerged in the water. I think we would be wise to stay on this platform. Was he worried about the water being electrified? Eva and I managed to stand in it way back when. I don't see why now would be any different. Then again, the generator wasn't damaged last time.
Damn.
Yeah, since Wolfgang is kneeling in the water, we should avoid touching him.
No,
You don't know for sure if the water's unsafe.
Huh?
listen to me.
Before you start making conclusions, you should experiment first. Saying that, Eva walked over to a pile of boxes and pulled out a light bulb. Oh, I see what you're doing. Sure enough, Eva went straight to the edge of the platform and threw the light bulb into the water.
Look,
See, it's not lighting up. That means the water is safe.
Well,
I see. Then I suppose it's safe to inspect Wolfgang.
Okay.
Are you going to? I think I will observe from afar instead. Now isn't the time to be listening to your nerves. Aren't you going to investigate Wolfgang? Me?
Yeah.
Who else? Back when we mistook that dummy for a body, you poked it pretty nonchalantly.
hang on.
That's different. I never thought it was real.
I see.
Now that we're finally advancing in the investigation, her cool composure had all but vanished. Typical, I guess. She can only keep an act for so long.
Hello?
Winona, you're still here?
Seriously?
Is there a problem with that? Why does she need to frame everything I say in the worst light? I'm preparing to hold a one-on-one session with Ulysses. I was consulting him about something important before we were interrupted by the announcement. Is that what you were doing before the blackout?
Huh?
Repeat that?
It's simple.
The blackout. Were you still with Ulysses when it happened?
Come on.
You're not speaking any sense. There was no power outage. What? She can't be serious. That blackout affected the entire building, unless...
Anyways.
Let me rephrase. Where were you when the murder happened?
Sheesh.
Where were you? At Cassidy's game tournament in the dining hall?
Oh, really?
Not what I expected.
Let me see.
Ulysses and I spent this morning by the large tree. We stayed there up to and including the time of Wolfgang's murder. Sounded like she had an alibi then. As for the location she mentioned, I assumed this entire building complex connected to the one generator, but it made more sense for that tree area to have its own separate system. Hence why it didn't lose power. What about the courtyard though? Was anyone there at the time of the blackout? Blackout has been added. Ooh. Are you gonna say something different?
Hi.
Why did you move over here? It's,
The struggle.
I feel it is highly important we investigate anything and everything we can. That is why I moved over here to investigate. More like you didn't want to be near Wolfgang's body. And was a first for the investigation. Something other than fear appeared on Ulysses' face. It was curiosity. What is it? Look at the floor, in front of the door.
That's...
This? Yes.
Seriously?
This is just a small piece of scrap metal.
Do you think?
Even so, it's still part of the crime scene. It necessitates documentation.
That's not important.
Seriously, something this small means nothing. It could have come from the generator or the pipes above us. Ingrid could have been carrying it for all we know. This guy, there's so much here he could actually document. Instead, he's focusing on some flimsy piece of metal. All the more reason to rely on myself. Okay, well, it's gonna be so important. Watch. Thin piece of metal. Okay, let's do the blood. There was blood speckled across the floor. I didn't notice it at first, due to the room's restricted lighting. But now, after my eyes had time to adjust, it couldn't be more obvious.
I see.
Looks like it passes into the hallway, too. I completely missed these during the blackout. Speaking of, after the body discovery announcement, everyone barged into the boiler room, through the store. Yet these blood spots don't look smudged. I'm guessing they were already dry by the time any of us got here, in which case, could this be Wolfgang's blood? Blood spots has been added. A knife? Why was a knife floating in the water? On the blade and in the surrounding water, I could make something out. The unmistakable color of blood. There's no doubt about it. This knife must have been something to do with the murder. Why the knife was here and not actually on the platform, I had no idea. Knife has been added. Eh? There's a cord in the water. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. But what the hell happened to the other end of it? There was no internal flow, just a frayed tip lined with a black substance. Had the cord been burnt? I didn't see this cord in the boiler room earlier, so it probably came from someplace else. One of the storage rooms, maybe. It wasn't always in this condition, that's for sure. All the items we've been provided so far, light bulbs, speakers, and a fridge, they've worked perfectly well. So what happened to this cord, and why was it even in the water? Chunks of something red were floating nearby the generator. It almost looked like metal, or maybe plastic? Were these originally part of the generator? The colors and material don't seem to match, though. Shrapnel has been added to the truth bullet section. Alright, it feels like I've given the boiler room a good rundown. Which means... Ooh! Just yesterday, Wolfgang was talking with us, eating breakfast with us, and now he's dead. Who had the resolve to commit such a needlessly brutal murder, to go thus far as to mangle his body? I couldn't unpack it, I didn't know how to. This wasn't just some dummy I had to investigate, this was a real person. It was so far in my expertise, let alone my comfort zone.
Hello.
Do you want to inspect him? Ah! Holy crap, did she really have to scare me like that? Yeah, I do want to inspect him. It's just the idea of getting close to him.
Where?
I'll investigate with you. It'll be easier for both of us that way. Right?
Right.
Wolfgang laid completely still, his face frozen in a look of horror. His once bright eyes were shrouded in darkness, and his mouth was open as if he'd been killed mid-scream. Eva's expression said it all. Wolfgang did everything in his power to make us outcasts and make the worst of us at times. At times I even hated him for it. But this brought no relief to either of us. Wolfgang, what happened in his final moments that left him so terrified? Was the realization he was about to die. Mulling over the what-ifs won't bring me any closer to solving Wolfgang's murder. Right now, my focus should be to find evidence, and that begins by investigating his body. Oh yeah, let's go! There didn't seem to be any strange markings on Wolfgang's face. However, along the back of his neck was a massive bruise. That looks like a really bad injury. Almost his entire neck is discolored.
Damn.
Right, how did he get this on the back of his neck? nothing around us seems to have left it. This might seem morbid, but what if it's a sign of its body decomposing?
That's...
Can a body really decompose this fast? It could, or it could not. It probably depends on the environment. As in the temperature?
Correct.
Correct. Cold places are generally better at preserving things than warm, humid areas like the boiler room.
Thinking.
Kind of like dairy products. That's a good comparison. A tone-deaf one, but sure. Wolfgang didn't have this bruise yesterday at the very least. If he did, it would have been super noticeable.
fair.
Yeah, true. Turning my attention back to Wolfgang, I caught something else on his body. Near the mark on his neck, but not directly overlapping it. A red dot? Is that a beauty mark? Doesn't look like it. The skin around the dot seems to be inflamed. It reminds me of a popped pimple. The sort of wound you would easily inflict on yourself.
So,
Then you don't think this is related to the murder? It might not be, but
There must be
judging by the
something.
lack of scabbing, this was inflicted pretty recently, so we may as well keep it in mind. Wolfgang's neck. Now that I think about it, the place where Wolfgang's laid was odd. What were the chances he would end up here between the only opening of the fence? The one spot where he could kneel over like this. Was it possible he'd been trying to climb onto the platform before he died? It's strange why he didn't use the stairs though, and even stranger that he was even in the water. Wolfgang's suit was completely crumpled, a far cry from his once clean appearance. Water had seeped into the pants, completely ruining the fabric.
Eh?
As I leaned in close, I spotted a folded piece of paper sticking out of it from his back pocket. Though it was soaked, it wasn't completely destroyed.
Damn.
I really don't want to touch him, but with my thumb and index finger, I snatched the paper out of his pocket, taking care not to brush my hand against his body. I gently folded open the paper, aware that some of the wetter spots could fall apart immediately, and found a message written inside. That's some very ugly handwriting. Do you recognize it?
No.
A lot of the text is unreadable. Whoever wrote this probably used a low-quality pen. Girl, look. Give me a second. Give me a second. Look at that signature. Oh! And he's deceased. Although, at the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret 8:15 a.m. boiler room. Close the door. Doesn't this read a lot like a command? It seems like someone wanted to arrange a private meeting with him here.
I see.
Could that someone be the culprit?
not sure.
8:15 a.m. That's a long time before the time of death, though. Maybe there was a struggle, or maybe Wolfgang arrived late.
There must be something.
Either way, this message is definitely a valuable clue. It's our only insight into Wolfgang's movements before his death.
Well,
Now I really want to know where everyone was at the time. I woke up at 8:30 a.m. this morning, so I was asleep when this meeting was scheduled to happen. It's only 35 minutes before the tournament. Cassidy, Jett, Mark, and I would have already been in the dining hall,
Right.
setting up equipment.
That's...
As for the other students, directly asking them where they were at 8:15 a.m. might be risky,
where?
because they would wonder where we got the time from. Exactly, and I prefer to keep this note between the two of us. At least for now. Suspicious note! This thing about a secret, what do you think that means?
Gah.
Well, I'm not really sure. It could be referring to anything.
Hmm.
Anything, huh?
Hmm.
You know what it means.
I know.
I have an idea. The author of this letter might be talking about Wolfgang's blackmail.
Huh.
If they claimed to have it, they could have baited him here without much issue. After all, Wolfgang asked us to meet with the person whose blackmail we had.
Strange.
A derelict boiler room is a pretty ominous place to meet someone, though. She literally took us down here, like my last video. It would have been Wolfgang's first time here, too, assuming he didn't explore this floor beforehand.
What could it be?
Either he didn't see the super obvious danger in meeting here alone, or he did realize and he just didn't care.
Right.
Does that change anything about what I said?
Hmm?
Well, duh. If Wolfgang knew the warning signs, his reasoning for coming might have less to do with
You
integrity.
see?
and more to do with desperation.
Huh?
Desperation? To know the details of his blackmail.
I see.
It would stand to reason.
Hmm?
If only Wolfgang had hidden this note somewhere safe instead of bringing it here, it would have been valuable evidence. I doubt he could have envisioned something like this happening. He was never really on his guard during the killing game, except around you and me, I guess. With the way Wolfgang was slumped over the platform, it almost looked like he'd fallen on top of it.
Focus.
So let me see if his palms are scratched. As I knelt down to take a closer look,
Huh?
trickling out from under the cuff of Wolfgang's sleeve and onto the rest of his hand, a strange injury that looked a lot like a tree sapling. Was this a burn mark? When I looked at Wolfgang's other hand, I saw the same thing. Markings that seemed to extend down to the arm. He had to be electrocuted by the water.
The hell?
Eva, look at this.
Hello.
Let me see. Yeah, burn marks. That's really horrible. They look like gross little veins. What inflicted them?
That's...
There's a taser a little ways off from where we're standing, but I couldn't find anything to indicate it's been fired. So the only other thing I can think of is the generator.
Is that really true?
Why the generator?
I know.
The thing has clearly been destroyed by something. Maybe Wolfgang got caught in that something, and that's how he died.
Not sure.
I'm not sure. The generator seems too far away from where Wolfgang is lying to cause burns like these.
Look at this.
Plus, the room's water isn't conductive, so electricity couldn't have traveled through it.
Right.
You're right. Anything able to melt the generator's wire would have burnt his suit to a crisp too. Oh, I don't know then. Exactly.
Thinking.
I think Wolfgang's received these burns outside the boiler room. There's just nothing here that could leave these markings. As for the actual place he got burned, guess we'll have to try and find it ourselves. That is, if such a place even exists. Well, it's possible the generator may have not been involved in the murder. It seemed unlikely that Wolfgang made a detour for the boiler room after being severely burnt. After all, burns like this would definitely paralyze someone. Burn marks have been added. As for Wolfgang's palms, they didn't have any markings on them. Still, he must have fallen somehow. Why else would he be lying on the platform? That seemed to be everything I could gather.
Hello.
Hey, Damon. Since we've inspected the boiler room, we should find the students who left and ask them for their testimonies.
Right.
They went upstairs to investigate Wolfgang's dorm, right? Yes, because of what I said earlier. The victim's last known whereabouts are the best place to search for clues.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what they've been up to. Apart from collecting testimonies, there were two other matters on my mind. One, getting Desmond to inspect the taser gun, and two, pinpointing exactly when the black gun occurred, and in case it happened at the time of the murder. I walked over to the boiler room door, which was left slightly ajar. But as I began to pull it the rest of the way open, I noticed it. The doorknob, something about it, looked different. Hey, Eva. The doorknob, I think it's been flipped. Flipped? Are you sure? Take a look for yourself. The first time we woke up here, I'm pretty sure this lock was on the inside, not the outside.
Is that really true?
How would someone be able to flip a doorknob, though?
That's...
By unscrewing it, probably. Okay. Why didn't you say something earlier?
Huh?
What do you mean? This is the first time I've noticed it.
Is that really true?
Really? You didn't notice it back when you entered the boiler room with Kai? No, not even then. It might have been because of the darkness or my own nerves. But back then, I wasn't paying attention to small details like the doorknob. All I wanted to do was enter the boiler room.
Anyways.
I know that makes me sound stupid.
Listen to me.
It's okay. I mean, I probably would have noticed the doorknob had I been... wouldn't have noticed. I probably would have, but that's beside the point. Alright. Anyway, this discovery paints an interesting picture. Since the lock was now accessible from the hallway, you could technically lock the boiler room shut without ever stepping foot in it. Meaning that if you wanted to lock someone inside the boiler room, all you have to do is lure them in and close the door behind them. Boiler room doorknob
Moving on.
Come on, we need to collect people's testimonies before the investigation ends. Right, let's go. As a million questions rattled away in my mind, I followed Eva out of the boiler room. Actually, Eva, before we go upstairs, it's probably worth checking out the storage closets first. Why?
I know.
I found something in the boiler room that might be related to them. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. But what the hell happened to the other end of it? There was no internal plug, just a frayed tip lined with a black substance. Had the internal end be severed off, and the cord burnt after? I didn't see this cord in the boiler room earlier, so it probably came from someplace else. One of the storage rooms, maybe. That extension cord. We should confirm if it did indeed come from the storage closet. Okay.
However,
But first, I want to talk to Cassidy.
Come again?
You want to talk to her? Yes, I want to talk to her. Is that bad? She wasn't much help her last investigation. Well, any help is better than no help.
Fair.
Alright, I'll talk to Cassidy first, then I'll investigate the storage closets on this floor. Cassidy was pacing around the hallway with a finger on her chin, seemingly doing nothing.
Yo!
Oh, hey guys! Sorry for not noticing you sooner. I was performing a super sweep down of this here hallway. Guess I'll have words for wandering around aimlessly.
Listen to me.
Can you put your sweep down on hold? I have a really important question.
Okay.
Let's hear it. Just don't drag it on for too long, okay? Gotta finish my sweep down before time's up.
You see?
Do you remember who attended the tournament? The games tournament? Huh. Everyone who was slated to join kept their words, so we had a full house.
What about?
There were 8 people in total. Jett, Mark, Grace, John, Kai, and the 3 of us.
Huh?
Something on your mind? Well, since the murder happened in the boiler room,
Well?
wouldn't that mean everyone in the dining hall has an alibi?
Ooh.
That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. She's totally right. Also, since we split into pairs while investigating those rooms down the hall, every parent can vouch for each other.
Right.
We all split up. What were the groups again?
Yep.
Jett and I explored storage closet B.
Eh?
Storage closet B?
Check it out.
That's what it's called on the map. Does she mean the map of the Tozu trinket? I activated my trinket, and sure enough, see? Storage closet B. There's also storage closet A, storage closet C, and storage closet D. Those are definitely the rooms we explored.
I see.
In that case, Kai and I must have explored storage closet C. I remember it clearly. The 2 of us checked the closet above and opposite to the one Cassidy searched. According to this map, the only closet to fit those perimeters is the storage closet C.
Correct.
Grace and I investigated the closet directly next to Damon's, so we must have been inside the storage closet A.
Yeah.
Which leaves Mark and John with storage closet D. Yeah, that makes sense. Storage closet has been added to the truth bullet section. You know, Damo, since you're here,
Question.
what's the deal with you in the boiler room? What? When Kai told us party peeps about Wolfie, he said you two went inside the boiler room.
How?
The heck did you do that for? You were supposed to check out the storage closet.
No.
You're not casting suspicion on me, are you? Me? No way. As far as Cass is concerned, everyone is innocent until proven otherwise. I investigated the storage closet with Kai. We just didn't find anything inside.
Anyway.
Although we did hear someone run down the hallway.
Am I hearing you right?
Huh? For real? Man, unlucky. All that work for nothing. What's the plan now? Do we just, like, go back outside? Let's check out how the people next door are doing. Huh? Suddenly I heard frantic footsteps echoing from the hallway outside.
Doubt it.
Weird, I don't remember any footsteps.
It's the truth.
I do.
Really?
Meh? Eva, did you really? I heard them while Grace and I were investigating the storage room next to yours.
However,
I just brushed it off as my imagination, though. Guess me and Jet must have been talking over them. Were those footsteps the reason you entered the boiler room, Damo? It's Damon, and yeah. They came from the direction of that room, so I want to see what that person was running from.
For real?
Fooey, really? I would have just chased after the footsteps. I mean, entering the boiler room after something like that. You weren't scared a murderer was hiding inside? What I actually discovered wasn't much better. True. Then whose footsteps could those have been? I don't know why anyone would want to be running around those spooky hallways, let alone in the dark.
What about...
Unless, ooh, maybe they were also looking for a backup generator.
That's not important.
I doubt it's that innocent, considering the place this person ran away from was the crime scene. Those footsteps were probably the killers. You mean fresh off committing the murder?
Right.
Fresh off committing the murder, or a bit after, depends what time we went downstairs. Either way, whether it was immediately after the murder or not, for a brief moment, the only thing separating us from Wolfgang's killer was storage room walls. That's creepy to think about. Footsteps. Thus, bit by bit, the mystery slowly unravels.
My genius is almost frightening.
No need to thank me. It's all in a day's work. She didn't even do anything. Boo!
Interesting.
Wow, that was easy.
The hell?
Why did you do that? To see if you were nervous.
Seriously?
Of course I'm nervous. You were nervous earlier.
No.
Earlier, yeah, but not anymore.
Moving on.
Anyway, you shouldn't be so nervous. If you're too nervous, you won't be able to think straight, so you should calm down. Easier said than done.
Well?
Well, we've already investigated the really ugly stuff, right? You don't need to think about that stuff for now, just focus on collecting people's testimonies.
Listen to me.
I can keep reminding you if you want. I'll be fine.
Interesting.
The map says this is storage closet B.
Right.
Right, the closet Cassidy and Jett explored.
Look.
Do you see that?
Eh?
See what? The box in the corner over there. Look. Confused, I turned to where she was pointing. This is... I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
A generator, right? The one you were referring to during the blackout?
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Since I've explored these rooms before, I knew one of them had a backup generator.
That's...
If this closet had the backup generator, wouldn't that mean that once he restored the power...
Thinking...
Well, if Cassidy and Jett were the only people who entered this room, then they're the people who brought the power back. Damn, I'm surprised those two actually knew how to navigate a generator. Storage closets has been updated. That seems to be all there is to this closet. Okay, this is storage closet A.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look around. As I began to inspect the shelves, the glint of something shiny caught my eye.
That...
Eva, look! There's a rolling pin here, and handprints on it too.
Strange.
What are you implying? That someone used this recently, and not for its intended purpose.
I know.
Look, can you see how the handprints are at the base of the pin? You aren't rolling much dough if you're wielding this thing like a tennis racket, are you? The pin is also really dusty. If it came from the kitchen, it would be clean like the other utensils here. There. Yeah, agreed. Not only that...
Jeez.
Right, there's a dent on the pin too. Really? On the end opposite the handprints, can you see it?
Weird.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Handprints in a dent, that's definitely not a coincidence.
Focus.
Could this pin have something to do with that mark we found on Wolfgang's neck? If it was used to knock him out, it would not only explain the dent on the pin, but the bruise on Wolfgang's neck. How did it make its way into this closet, though?
Huh?
What do you mean? How did the pin make its way into the closet after the killer used it? Oh,
There must be something.
I mean, if the footsteps Kai and I heard were the killers, they probably chucked a pin in here on their way out.
Absolutely not.
No, that's not what happened.
Huh?
If the killer entered this closet and hid the rolling pin,
Listen to me.
Grace and I would have seen them. Crap, of course. She and Grace were investigating this closet at the time. What if the killer placed the pin in here before any of us came downstairs?
Save it.
If they were out in the hallway, why didn't they use that as their chance to escape? Damn it, she's right about that too. Could this rolling pin really be unrelated, but lines up so well with the other evidence? Still rolling pin.
Moving on.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else to this room. Let's keep investigating. One moment she's speaking nonsense, the next she's totally coherent. I don't think I'll ever understand this girl.
Look.
This is storage closet D.
Yeah.
Mark and Jean explored this one. Jean. Let's see what I can find here. Is there anything weird about this room?
That's...
I think I see something behind this pile of boxes. I stood on my tiptoes to get a better look, and...
Jeez.
Ah, so they really are here.
Well,
What's here? Extension cords, a whole bunch of them.
strange.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, these are definitely the same type of cord I saw in the boiler room. Only difference is these still have their other half intact. Huh, the internal plugs are pretty slim compared to the other kind of cords. The fact these cords match the one in the boiler means the killer must have rummaged through these closets for equipment. For what reason they needed the cord, I had no idea, but this was still a step in the right direction. Extension cord. Besides that box of cords, nothing else about this room is standing out to me.
So,
Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Let's go. This was the closet Kai and I explored. It was hard to get a good look at its contents in the dark, but seeing it now,
I see.
there doesn't seem to be anything important here. I think we can move on. Okay. We've looked through all the closets now.
so,
Did you find everything you needed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. The rolling pin and that stack of its extension cords, there's no doubting their evidence. Relevance to this case. At least based on what I've investigated so far.
Anyway.
Eva, let's go upstairs and collect some more testimonies.
where?
Finally. Heading upstairs would be a bad idea. There are things in this hallway I still need to investigate. What do you mean? Can you tell me? Oh. There's dried blood on the floor. For some reason, it seems to pool right around this particular spot. Dried blood, like in the boiler room.
Eh?
You noticed the blood in here, there?
Correct.
I noticed you noticing it.
I see.
So,
Who do you think left all this blood behind?
Focus.
Well, it can't be Wolfgang, can it? Considering this sort of injuries sustained, it wouldn't make sense for him to have spilt a lot of blood.
There must be something.
Which means the only possibility we're left with is
what could it be?
the blood belongs to someone else. Yeah, exactly. Blood spots. Who else would it be? The killer, but then they would like be bleeding, you know? If I didn't notice the blood here, would you have pointed it out to me?
Eh?
I would have pointed it out to you if the roles were reversed. That way you know not to step on it.
Right.
Sure, I'd point it out.
Thanks.
Can I leave now? Okay, where am I going? As Eva and I emerge from the basement, on the lookout for anything which could aid us in our investigation.
Eh?
Right in front of us, a flustered Eloise was huddled with her back to the wall. Standing next to her.
Yeah.
Sup, you guys. You might want to lower your voice around here. Some stuff has happened. Sif,
What could it be?
is something wrong?
Hmm.
Sorry, Eloise had a bit of a frightening experience recently.
You think?
I think we all have.
No kidding.
Well, yeah, the scene downstairs is bad, but I'm talking about something else. I'm scared. After Tozu left, we tried going inside Wolfgang's room to look out for clues. But the moment we stepped in, she suddenly pounced on me. She? She dragged me out and Desmond ran after us. I haven't been able to get my heart to stop beating so quickly since.
Huh?
Hold on, this she you're referring to?
Shit.
Yep, it's Grace. She's been guarding Wolfgang's dorm ever since she kicked us out. Grace was blocking access to Wolfgang's dorm? What the hell? We can't let her bar us from entering his room. The class trial would start at any moment. Grace is crazy. You can't pounce on people. That's what I tried telling everyone else, but they pretty much gave up. Jet and Mark went to the dining hall, Diana went to the laundry room, and Toshiko and Ingrid went to the courtyard. Eloise and I, though, we're not gonna let this slide. We gotta get inside the dorm room, so we've been brainstorming other ways to approach Grace.
Think about it this way.
And we've landed on something. Performing a brief inquisition master. If Grace doesn't want to cooperate, we'll start badgering her with questions, poke at her ego until it eventually retreats.
Safety first.
If you want, you can join us. The debater must be good at dishing verbal beatdowns, yeah? I did come here to inspect Wolfgang's dorm, so I might as well. If that's the case,
I'm out.
I'll go to the dining hall and ask Jett and Mark for their testimonies.
Eh?
You're not coming along.
Where?
Grace isn't someone I'd like to be around right now. You think you can handle her. Something tells me she's just afraid of her talent being mocked.
Right.
No sweat, have fun with Jett and Mark.
Goodbye.
Eva left in the direction of the laundromat, clearly taking the long route to the dining hall. Should we approach Grace then?
Totally.
Yeah, let's not waste any time.
Okay.
Right, okay. Do you want to take the lead, Damon? Oh, sure. I wasn't going to admit it either to any of their faces, but their plan seemed pretty half-baked. Not because I was going to face off with Grace, but because she was too. Hey! How could a bumbling person like her be of any help in a verbal showdown? If anything, she'll probably make us look uncoordinated. Guess I'll have to do most of the heavy lifting here. Since Grace was guarding Wolfgang's dorm, she should be right around the corner. I thought these are the dorms. Grace, you little... Wait, let me talk to you.
It's you.
Can you speak to Grace already? Sorry.
Good luck.
If Grace tries anything, Eloise and I have your back. Okay. Let me in! Don't you two yuppies get it? You're not coming in.
Don't get it mixed up.
Hang on, we're not here for that. Damon just wants to ask you a question.
Back off.
He isn't coming in either.
Jeez.
Why not? I need to investigate Wolfgang's dorm room.
Soybean.
Back off, Soybean. His room is none of your business. Except it is. I have to search his last known whereabouts, which includes his dorm room by default.
See that?
What if I said I've done the job for you?
Come again?
As in you've searched the room? High and low, want to know what I found? Nothing. For us to believe that, we need to see it for ourselves.
Oi!
You think I'm lying?
Just saying.
There's a chance you could be, unfortunately.
Hey?
Think about it, you haven't given us any reason to believe you. Someone who's got nothing to hide wouldn't be acting so protective right now, you know? It gives the impression there's something you really don't want us to see.
Anyway.
Also, couldn't this be considered breaking the rules? Tozy wants this game to be fair, but being prevented from searching every room doesn't seem very fair.
Don't test me.
Even if it isn't, what are you gonna do? I'll report it to Tozy. Huh?
You.
Makes sense.
Nice idea. What do you say we look for him now? If Tozy agrees this is sabotage, he might call Mara to help. Oi, it's not sabotage! I'm not hiding anything about the murder. Don't try to get me involved. Desmond never mentioned Wolfgang's murder?
Anyway.
Look, just let us get us into the room. If you're telling the truth, we'll drop our suspicions.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
The reality of the situation is we're gonna invade Wolfgang's privacy if we want to know what happened to him. He would want to investigate our dorms if it were anyone else who died. Grace stood there silently, gritting her teeth. Then she stepped away from the door.
Okay.
Phew. Okay, literally Eloise did everything. He's so for real, Damon. Sweet, thanks, Grace. With sighs of relief, we entered Wolfgang's dorm. Oh my gosh, we get to see another person's dorm! Oh! So this was Wolfgang's dorm. While some of my expectations were correct, a lot about the room still surprised me. I anticipated the layout resembling my dorms, and the decor reflecting his talent. What I didn't anticipate was how messy it was. Well, maybe not messy, just really casual. A room that had clearly been well lived in.
Oi, you!
Don't move things around when you inspect them. I want to keep the room as is. To be honest, I'm not sure why I was even surprised. Clothes. Huh? Clothes were scattered across the room, including a familiar-looking woman's jacket. Nothing about them looked suspicious. Huge wooden bookshelves filled to the brim with a catalog of books towered over the room. Skimming the titles, most seemed to be about the intricacies of the legal system, although some were about old court cases rehazed with new evidence. Did Wolfgang really read any of these, or were they all just for show? A large toy bear adorned the bed. Something tells me this didn't belong in the room originally. Oh my gosh. Pattern couch side by side with 2 red sofa chairs. Even the throw pillows seemed to be arranged in just the right way. Wolfgang's also had a pinup calendar in his room. This isn't what I should be focusing on during a murder investigation. What's up, Damon?
Hi.
Hey, can you check something out for me?
Easy enough.
In here, or
That's not it.
in the boiler room? I found a taser gun in there.
Are you for real?
I can't tell if it's been fired or not. I don't think it has, but I want to know for sure, because if I'm wrong, then this taser gun was used. It might clue us into the nature of Wolfgang's death.
No kidding.
What we're talking about is that big a deal, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, since you're skilled at using guns, I figured.
All good.
No sweat. I'll see to it once I'm done here. Thanks for the heads up, Damon. Eloise was kneeling on the floor, sorting through Wolfgang's bedside ottoman with a serious look on her face.
Hi.
Hey, can we talk for a second?
Give me a moment.
Okay. She closed the ottoman and stood up, now wearing the same nervous expression she always did. Is there something wrong? I want to know your whereabouts during Wolfgang's murder. Oh. When the murder happened, I was with Desmond in the courtyard.
Eh?
The courtyard? Yes? You can ask Desmond to confirm if you're confused. No, I'm fine.
It's simple.
Let me just ask this. What were you doing during the blackout? Blackout? Yeah, you did experience it, right?
That's not...
No, I don't think there was ever a blackout. We were only alerted to the murder because of Tozer's announcement.
I see.
So my theory was right. If Winona never experienced a blackout in the tree room and Eloise never experienced a blackout in the courtyard, both those buildings must be connected to an entirely different power source. Blackout has been updated. We're not here for that, yeah.
Hi.
Hey. Normally, she'd be meaning my eyes.
Quit it.
I know you suspect me. I can tell by the look on your face. But I don't know anything about his death. To be in the dark like everyone else about a person she was so close to? Damn it, get a grip on yourself, Damon. Grace can claim to know nothing about the murder, but about everything before it.
Anyway.
So I heard a rumor you became Wolfgang's new bunk buddy. This room seems to confirm that. How was he this morning, Grumpy? Sick.
Eh?
We were planning to go to the game tournament, but he woke up with an ache in his stomach. He woke up sick? If you're telling me the truth, and Wolfgang planned to attend the tournament,
That's not it.
why did he say the opposite yesterday? Admittedly, I am also hesitant about attending. I'm not sure if I will have the time for it. From what I remember, Wolfgang said he'd be too busy to attend the tournament. More like he wanted another round at the Tinko machine.
Watch and learn.
I would know. I interrogated him after breakfast.
No.
What? That's seriously what he meant?
Yeah, okay.
Which was why I told him, hey, no, let's do the tournament. He was a bit finicky at first, typical for a soybean, but he eventually caved. Wolfgang was a pachinko player. I'm not sure I can believe that. Then again, some of the paraphernalia in this room looked neither golf nor law related.
Okay.
Alright, so based on what you're saying, Wolfgang agreed to attend the tournament yesterday. However, come this morning, Wolfgang remembered the pirate was attending, so he suggested I track down that guy and partner with him instead.
Right.
Because you need to bring a partner to the tournament. Wolfgang, he knew I was miffed about it. His smile said as much. But I walked out the door anyway.
Dumbass.
Wolfgang said he was too sick to get out of bed, so I walked away. If Wolfgang really had been bedridden, how did he wind up in the boiler room? Either he didn't come out of his own volition, or he was never sick to begin with. By the look on her face, I could tell Grace realized the same. With all that said, it wasn't like Wolfgang to hide anything. For a guy who's so gung-ho about honesty, you'd think he would confide in the person he's closest to. Did the letter I found inside his blazer pocket have something to do with it? At the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret, 8:15 a.m., and close the door. Doesn't this read a lot like a command? While only a few words were legible, a lot could be gleaned from them. For example, that mention of a secret. Did the rest of the note elaborate on it, or was the word alone enough to scare Wolfgang? Maybe he wanted to shield Grace from information even he couldn't handle. Or maybe he simply didn't want her to know. Whatever the reason, Wolfgang acquired deliberately hid information from someone. Ironic, huh? Grace's testimony. Well, that's all I could find. Why was Grace so antsy about people entering? There didn't seem to be anything suspicious lying around here. In any case, since I'm done here, I should head to the dining hall. I'm pretty sure that's where Eva said she was going. As soon as I entered the room, Eva walked over to me.
Hello.
I've just finished talking to everyone here. Anything important?
Rage.
Nothing important. I don't think Jett and Mark are taking this seriously. This might end like the mock trial where only a couple of people know what they're doing. Does she really think so? While that information definitely didn't bode well for me, I can afford to be discouraged by it. Not unless I want to die in this game.
Focus.
I'll see if I can make those two talk.
Thanks.
Good luck. Mark had returned to his position by the equipment.
Hi.
Hey, Desmond and Eloise told me you planned to investigate Wolfgang's dorm. Grace isn't guarding it anymore, so you can go inside now. Let me guess, you don't want to investigate?
It's nothing.
I just came here to make sure my interface wasn't damaged. This investigation could spell the difference between life and death, yet his priority was his stupid music equipment? Don't you think it looks suspicious, what you're doing?
What?
I heard people are already giving Grace the side eye for being uncooperative. What might they say if they find out you ditched the investigation?
Slow down.
Yo, hold on! Jett called out to us from the other side of the room and ran over. Can't you see Broski isn't feeling well? Give the guy some space.
That's not important.
I don't care. I'm working on a time limit. Who are you to talk anyway? Judging by the look on Broski's face whenever you guys are together,
It's simple.
out of everyone here, I think you know the least about personal space. No way! Sure, Mark might not talk a whole lot, but if he wasn't having fun, do you really think he'd be hanging out so much?
Broskies always stick
Weed.
together.
Come on, Broski, back me up here.
Hmm.
It's time. Huh? What time did the murder happen?
That's
9:35 a.m.? Check this. He pointed to a small digital clock at the top of the music pad.
that's
Huh? This is the time of the murder. It was like this when I came back here. I think the clock got screwed over by the blackout. So now it's frozen on whatever it was displaying before it lost power. Then that confirms my suspicions. The blackout and by association the destruction of the generator occurred at the same time of Wolfgang's murder. DJ Pad Clock.
My man.
Nice going, bro. You hit the jackpot. Bet it's because I was here with you, huh? Sheesh, this was getting hard to watch.
Yeah.
Is it me, or is there something funky about this place?
Come again?
What? I don't know, man. Everything feels kinda off. I can't place why, though, and it's bugging me the crap out of me. Sound like he just felt uncomfortable being here. I guess I can't blame him. With the turn things have taken, the tension and excitement of the tournament was all but a distant memory. In this room, and now a reminder of Wolfgang died right under our noses. Chat. Why didn't Tozu fix the blackout himself? Is the maintenance of this place seriously our responsibility?
Not okay!
The fridge and pantry are restocked every day, though. Can't things just be consistent? Whining aside, he made a good point. Why didn't Tozu fix the blackout? Thinking back on his spiel from earlier, the tablet's information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and the spotless have equal chance of success. Did Tozu abstain from fixing the blackout because it was important to the killer? They could easily make their escape if no one could see anything.
Wait.
Oh yeah, Damon, since you're here, I've been thinking really hard about those footsteps we heard
Come again?
when we were in the storage closet.
No, seriously.
Yeah, they were soft, right? Like the person was wearing
I
socks.
see.
Now that you mention it, it did sound like socks on a hard floor. Of all things to be right about, it has to be this.
Eh?
What do you mean?
Man.
I mean, why didn't the killer just wear shoes? Think about it, the sound of something like heels would be pretty distinct, right? Or what about sneakers? They get really squeaky on a smooth floor. And?
Don't say that.
What I'm saying is you can totally figure out the shoe from the sound it makes. And if you know what shoe the killer had on, you can just look for the people with that matching pair. But socks? Anyone can be wearing socks. The person probably removed their shoes for that reason.
This sucks.
Just our luck. Footsteps has been updated. Cassidy had clearly spent a lot of time doodling this. She must be upset that we didn't even finish a single round. The first time people have a get-together and they're interrupted by murder. Thinking back on it, the game tournament and the murder happened really close to each other. The former began at 9 a.m., while the latter occurred at 9:35 a.m. That's within the same hour. Taking another look at this whiteboard. Yeah, I can see why the killer chose to attack so soon. 8 potential witnesses, all situated in one place, too preoccupied with video games to notice the world around them. There couldn't be a more perfect time to strike. Tournament timeline has been added to the truth bullet section. We may as well skim through the kitchen just in case. Looking inside the cabinets, there didn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Except, this knife block had a knife missing from it. For a kitchen knife to go missing at the same time a knife is found floating in the boiler room's water, that can't be a coincidence. Missing knife has been updated in the truth bullet section of our Your Tozu trinket. Eh? Oh my, would you look at the time? I dare say we ought to get this trial started soon. How does 20 minutes from now sound? Great, great. Please continue to investigate until then. See you later. What? There's only 20 minutes until the trial?
Hang on.
Damon. Ah. Jeez, how does she keep scaring me? The investigation's almost over. We need to find the other 3 and hear their testimonies.
That's...
The other 3?
As I was saying,
Toshiko, Ingrid, and Diana.
Jeez.
Alright, calm down. Desmond said they were in the courtyard, right?
I'm talking.
And Diana's in the laundry room. Then let's talk to Diana first, since the laundry room is in the same building. In the meantime, don't panic, okay?
Can't you see?
I'm not panicking. As she said that, she motioned for me to follow her over to the door. Eva may deny it, but the anxiety which had been bubbling up inside her was definitely starting to boil over. Although, with how fast my own heart was beating, I guess she's not alone. This can't be happening! This can't be happening! Diana was standing with her back pressed up against the wall, arms wrapped around herself in tight embrace. She's in even worse shape than before. Diana, I need to ask you a question. Please, give me a moment. It's been kind of rough.
No.
Tough. The investigation is going to end really soon. We can't wait. Oh, okay, sorry. Where were you during the blackout?
Oh.
The blackout. Right before the body was discovered. I was just in my room alone doing my makeup. You don't have any makeup on though. I was experimenting with new combinations, so I wiped it all off already.
I see.
So you were alone in your room the entire morning? Yeah, just wasn't feeling up to it.
Sorry.
I'm feeling a little sick all of a sudden. Do you mind if I go back to my dorm? I've asked all the questions I wanted to. Thanks.
So...
Do you think she was acting weird at all?
That's...
No weirder than the others. Anyway, since Diana gave a testimony, I can cross her off my list now. Which means the only people I still need to speak to...
Where?
I hope Ingrid and Toshiko are still in the courtyard. We won't know until we see for ourselves. Alright, let's go before this investigation ends. I hope Ingrid and Toshiko are still in the courtyard. Oh, never mind.
You think?
I'm not exactly a therapist.
Save it.
If you were, I wouldn't be your friend.
Huh?
What? If you were a therapist, I wouldn't be your friend.
That's...
Any reason why?
It's the truth.
Therapists are always turn out to be really scummy people. I see. Toshiko and Ingrid had retreated under the back bandstand at the center of the courtyard. The larger girl was comforting the smaller girl, who'd completely hidden her face behind her fan.
Hello?
Hey, have either of you been investigating? Investigating? Toshiko lowered her fan to reveal a pair of puffy eyes.
Unacceptable!
I don't know. What are you expecting me to do?
Seriously?
To look for the clues? The clues?
Impossible!
How am I meant to do that? It's not like I've had to solve a murder before, you know. My hands have been a bit full, so no luck finding any clues. I can see why.
Moving on.
Okay, well, did you at least notice anything suspicious this morning? It could be a person acting odd or a strange sound. That's what most real-life testimonies talk about anyway.
Think this through.
A person acting odd? Maybe not at the time, but looking back, it definitely seems a little strange. Do you want to tell them, Toshiko? Okay, fine. This morning I saw Wolfgang.
Huh?
When did you see him? In the dorm hallway, my way back from the pharmacy. The dorm hallway? Just as I was about to enter my dorm, I saw Wolfgang leave his. Oh, Wolfgang. What a coincidence running into each other like this. Are you ready? Already on your way to the tournament, Miss Kira? It's rather early. Of course not. A professional like myself knows better than to attend some silly party. Right, my apologies. Well, what about you? Are you going to the tournament? That's correct. I'm going to the tournament. I'm just heading to the laundry room right now. There's a batch of clothes I accidentally left behind in there.
That's...
Wolfgang said he was going to attend the tournament?
Strange.
Yesterday he told everyone he was too busy to attend. I assumed he'd changed his mind. I had no reason to question him. I heard bits and pieces of their conversation from inside my dorm. The whole thing couldn't have lasted longer than a minute.
Bit complicated.
Toshiko and I are bunk buddies, by the way. Thought I mentioned that in case Damon didn't know. Okay, thanks. Anyway, when I heard what Wolfie said, my first thought was leftover clothes. I didn't remember any leftover clothes. But I figured it must have been misremembering. With my head aching and all.
Huh?
Aching head? I was suffering a terrible headache this morning. Couldn't even see 2 steps in front of me, let alone get up from my bed. That's why I had gone to the pharmacy. I was hoping to procure some medication for Ingrid. Sigh. not my proudest moment, I admit. But I knew I could trust Toshiko with the job.
So,
Do you know what time the interaction with Wolfgang happened? 8:10, I think.
how should I put it?
The conversation happened just a little after the morning announcement. That I can tell you with confidence. Yes, 10 past would make sense. When the announcement initially played, I was just about to leave the pharmacy. Then she was already inside the pharmacy by 8 a.m. So Wolfgang, he looked totally fine when you saw him?
Sure.
Yes, nothing seemed awry. Huh, doesn't that call into question what Grace told me earlier? Either Grace lied to me about Wolfgang calling in sick, or she was telling the truth. Then Wolfgang just got outed as a liar. I can probably deduce an answer if I know what time Grace left Wolfgang's dorm. If she left before 8:10 a.m., then she would have already been out of the picture by the time Wolfgang made his move. Hence why she only remembers him in bed. However, if she left after 8:10 a.m., then she would have been there for Wolfgang's encounter with Toshiko, which means she lied about Wolfgang being bedridden during the period of time she was in his dorm. Funny how she never gave me a time. Toshiko's fetch quest. What else happened after Toshiko saw Wolfgang? That blackout sure gave us a spook. Toshiko and I decided to stay where we were until the lights turned on, though we did watch you and your buddies pass by.
Huh?
You saw that?
How should I put it?
Heard it first, then took a peek. I would have said something, but I wasn't feeling my usual self, so we watched you up until you all went down the stairs. That must have been how you found the crime scene, right? Yeah, that's right.
Too much for me.
Such a terrible sight. I can't believe someone here may actually be behind it. Let's just hope we can solve it. Ooh. Okay, that's... Alright everyone, that's time. Please drop whatever it is you're doing and proceed over to the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long, otherwise you'll be in for a shocking surprise. Hoo-hoo-hoo, get it? Because your trinkets can zap you. Anyway, just get to move on. Okay guys, I'm gonna end it here. Next video we will be doing the trial, and it might be the last video of chapter 1 until the next chapter is released. So I hope you enjoyed. Wolfgang died, which is crazy, and we got a bunch of evidence. So yeah, see you guys all in the next one. Bye!